Yesterday, I was asked by one of my athletes about my prior addiction. I've been open and honest about it. And he asked, what was the hardest thing about beating your addiction for good? If this is news to you, I went through about 10 years of pain medication addiction, all the way through high school football, into college, and part of my adult life. Maybe besides drinking, I can't think of a worse drug to get addicted to as opiates. Back in my time, at the height of the opiate epidemic, fentanyl wasn't a thing. However, heroin, pain medication, doctor hopping, all that stuff was a mainstay. And when you're a half decent athlete, that's all I was half decent. The doctors want you to be on the field at all times, so the doctors are gonna give you everything and anything you ask for. So having said that, the addiction grew, things got bad, everything came to a head. I didn't wreck a car, I didn't do anything. I just knew I was destined for a little bit more in this world. And so I came to and actually listened to the voice of God in my head and actually came clean about the entire addiction. So if that's news to you, welcome to the show. 90% of people that have watched this, I've been very open and honest about it, as it's been a very big part of my life and taught me almost everything that I know. So what was the hardest thing about beating addiction for good? What I'll tell you is withdrawals from opiates aren't fun. I can tell you that. That's probably on the top of the list. If you haven't heard that story, I had a college football coach that I was very close with actually take me to the hospital for 3 hours as I withdrew off of opiates, and he was there with me the entire time. But besides the physical withdrawals, the hardest thing about beating addiction was figuring out the root cause, number one, and being able to find something that fills that hole that is as deep as an addiction. For me, I didn't know how to accept love and I didn't feel loved, so I went all the way in on the worst drugs this world has to offer. But then 3 things happened. I actually listened to the word of God. I actually prayed, I trusted him and gave everything to him because I wasn't gonna beat it myself. Number 2, after 365 days of sobriety, my wife walked in my life, that pretty little lady, and changed everything. And the last thing that happened is I was able to fill that gap with love and my absolute passion for strength and conditioning. So the gym literally saved my life.